Hello, guys. Welcome to today's episode of Friday Frontings with Mr. Lex. And as you all know, I'm your favorite rant host, Mr. Lex. So, today I'll be talking about the planned protest. Yeah, the planned protest that is supposed to take place or that is going to take place on the 1st of August 2024. You know, 1st October 2020, Abi? Yeah, I think NSAS protest is still very, very fresh in our minds. Because I was among those that protested, and I know what I saw. You understand? It's not funny. It's not funny. It's only in Nigeria that you see that something is constitutional, but because it doesn't serve the interest of the blue bloods per se, the hierarchy, the cabals, the higher powers that be, is treated. You will be treated as if you're a criminal carrying out your law abiding rights or constitutional rights. Protesting is not a crime. Is one of the basic human rights. Is enshrined in the Nigerian constitution. But we saw how it turned out in 2020. I know that many people will cite there were violent, turned violent and all that, but we should also take cognizance that nobody who has been pushed to the wall won't turn back to react. It's just fact. It was obvious that the government as of that time pushed the youths to the wall. And not that being said, notwithstanding, I can categorically say that at least I'm 90% sure that the people that were carrying out those violence were not the group of people that I was protesting with. It's a fact. Because once it got violent, most of us that were peaceful protesters, we left. We didn't continue in the protest anymore. We left the venue and all that. Then I connected online, started writing, sharing videos and all that. The one that touched me most is the Lekki toll gate incidents. A lot of people died. A lot of people died. I know that the government tried to do damage control with the numbers of people that were injured and killed, and we can, till date, there are a lot of people that were arrested back then. Not that's the funny thing I'm telling you. You will not be a criminal, but you'll be treated as a criminal for your own constitution, for exercising your constitutional right. Just because you're not a blue blood or you don't have that connection and all that. That's Nigeria for you. So all these things made me I didn't want to talk about this protest, I didn't really want to say anything about it. I didn't want to, I just wanted to be neutral and go with the flow. If that day comes and then I feel like going out, if I'm pushed to, I'll go. But along the way, as events unfolded, certain people talked and everything, I said I must talk about it. I must say a piece of my mind before the protest takes place. One thing is for you to plan a protest, and then another thing is for you to define your goals and keep to it, right? Because the funny thing that I've noticed is that I don't think like to suffer never tire us for Nigeria. That's just the truth. Because how can you explain the fact that school fees were increased in public universities, transport has gone up, everything is going up, food, rice that 215, yeah, before 215 we were buying 12,000, it went to 30 something, now it's almost 100,000 basically. And mind you, the rice I'm talking about that is almost 100,000 is not foreign rice. Is local rice. Not that there's anything wrong with local rice. You get what I'm trying to say. But I can recall just few years back, Local rice was not even like, it was not something that was eaten, like it was not a common thing. It was something that was not as, you know, as exposed or advertised as it is right now. It was foreign rice that people were buying at that time, 12K a bag, 8.5 a bag. You get what I'm trying to say? 20 something thousand, you buy a bag of foreign parboiled rice. But now, yeah, with the ban and the whole thing, even if you see it, if you know how expensive it is, now Nigerians have decided, okay, let's resort to local rice. Local rice now is now almost 100,000. What is the hope of the common man? Where a cup of rice, local rice, is almost 400 naira. Talk about Gary. Gary that in those days, drinking Gary, like it was kind of, you'll be looked like, there's this, people see you as if you're poor, you're suffering and everything. But now, basically, like, let's tell ourselves the truth. Anybody drinking Gary now is a rich man. Because Gary has gone up. I bought Gary 150. I bought Gary 300. A paint. It's not like this one. It's not like they told me. I bought Gary that much. Like, I'm just trying to like bring it to a most recent time that people remember. You know, the Gen Z generation and everything. Kind of. Let's not go back in the 90s. You understand, when things were really, really cheap. I bought it 600. I bought it 1,000 something. How much is it now? It's almost close to 5,000 for a painter. A bag that was sold maybe, you know, 10,000, 15,000. Now is almost, the whole thing is just skyrocketing. So it's not funny anymore, you know. And as I said, as the saying goes, there's nobody that is pushed to the wall that won't react. You can't pinch a child and tell the child not to cry. It doesn't make sense. It's not possible. It's not obtainable. You get what I'm trying to say? So it's all these matters, all these things, all these events, all these incidents, all these occurrences that are happening in the country that have made people to actually decide that, okay, enough is enough. Because I feel like maybe we talking to them to the right channels, you know, nobody is listening. Because that's the way it looks like. Because you won't tell me that people have not complained about all these things through the right channels. We have. Radio shows are being held. We called in, tell them this is what's happening on ground, or this is what is happening. And you see, no matter how disconnected the government is trying to paint itself to be, their children watch TV, they listen to radio, they have special aids, you know, media personnel. They have common men that are working with them. So no matter how, they are aware to a certain extent of what is happening on ground. So you won't beat the child and expect the child to keep quiet. The child will definitely cry. And it has gotten to that. We have been beaten so hard that we just have to react. Sorry. We just have to react. Sorry about that. You just, the weather and everything. I'm not good with cold. So moving on. Yeah, so that's what pushed Nigerians now to decide that, okay, we are going to undertake this peaceful protest. Mind you, peaceful protest. It was peaceful protest. That's what, and compared to the NSAS protest, this time around, we decided to actually give the government notice that this protest is going to take place so day, so places. Because constitutionally, the police is mandated to provide us with security. Now, moving on. Now, let me rant about the things that made me actually make this video. I've told people why the protest is going to take place. Whether they like it or not, it's just a fact. there have been a lot of pressure from different, different corners. Imagine NAMS, National Association of Nigerian Students, coming out, its leadership coming out and distancing itself from the protest. Does it make sense? So the hardship is not affecting students. That way, I'm trying to say. Okay, let's look at my alma mater, UNN. I know how much school fees I was paying, and I know how much school fees they are paying now. It's almost basically double. And on top of that, it's not like inside the campus, food is cheaper or photocopy is cheaper. I did photocopy, me. I remember doing photocopy that time. 3 for 10 naira. You will do 3 for 10 naira. I did for 15 naira. 10 naira, it now came to 10 naira a piece. It went to 30 naira. I don't know how much it is now, but I guess it's almost above 15 naira for a piece. Photocopy, it's not like you are printing out. Printing out now should be like 200 or upwards. Just imagine. How do you want students to actually cope with all these things? In those days, they will give us maybe allowance of maybe 20 to 25,000, 30,000, and it will be enough for the whole month. And you will see safe from it. Me personally, I did it. Because that time, how much one? With 1,000, you can cook soup that will last you for 1 week now. Enter the market, buy your crow, buy your gari 150. 150, I bought paint, like what I tell you, painter of gari, you are okay. You can drop it at home. You drink it, you are okay. Even if you don't like gari, you can buy fufu. Fufu that time, how much were they selling it? 200 naira. But now, how much is it? How do you want the student to cope? Minimum wage did not increase. Okay, because of the protest now and everything that is boiling up, they have rushed now to go and pass it. Bam! That's passed second reading, that's passed third reading. It has been signed into law. The minimum wage is now 70,000. The problem with Nigeria is, as I've told you, like, it's not about it being there, it's about it being implemented. It's about it being implemented, because most laws in Nigeria are just like statutory. They are not in effect for real. They are not in effect. You will see that this 70,000 they are saying now, before it will be implemented, me and you know that it cannot be this year. They will turn around, they will state this, they will do this one, they will do this one, they will push it. So we are not children. We are not children. We are dealing with adults. We are human beings. We are not goats. We have seen this thing happen and over and over again. And you don't expect us to be doing the same thing and expecting different results. We have been keeping quiet all this while, not because we don't know what to do. The Kenyans that are protesting, are they better than us? Are they more strong than us? Are they even experiencing more than what we are experiencing? No. But the common Nigerian has so endured that he's not used to some things, he's not used to some things that normally a citizen is not supposed to endure. Sorry about that. The kind of hardship, police brutality on a daily basis. We protested about this thing. What has been done? The only thing that I feel like has been done is that you remove I don't understand. So we protested about SARS. You declared them, removed that uniform, and then brought them back through another unit. Does it make sense? No regulatory policy. There was no policy change, nothing to nothing. You just shut down that unit and then basically carry those same set of people and carry them and put them in another unit without retraining them, without resensitizing them. Nothing. What we protested against is happening right now. The IG will say something that, okay, a policeman is not entitled to open your phone, blah, 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 without a warrant, blah, blah. But it's happening. It's happening. So your subordinates are doing it. And then the next thing they will say, oh, go and provide evidence. We all know in Nigeria it's not possible. How many times have you seen you want to take a picture, which is your constitutional right? It has been said by the IG, you can make videos if you feel threatened, blah, blah, blah. Bring out a video now. No person wey dey alive, na they serve as witness, or na they go report for police. They kill you there, they will tell you, they will just tag you a criminal, and that case will end within 2 weeks. Facts. It's not far-fetched. You know that one. Me and I know. Sorry for deviating. So back to the protest. NAMS distances itself. I was watching the news, like, first of all, I have to just point it out. Sorry, I can't hold it in. Like, seriously. How are those old men? They lead, like, how are they still students? How? I see, I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. I thought that this National Association of Nigerian Students, because those people I'm seeing there, man, I can tell, I don't know. I don't know. Can they tell us the school and the course they are studying, and the school where they are schooling, so that we'll know? Because I don't understand. Is it that they are not part of the reality, or is it they are paying different school fees, or what? That you distance yourself from a planned protest for something that's affecting every student in Nigeria. The student loan, he opened his mouth, the student loan is not a reality. How many people can access that loan? How many? Okay, let's even say the thing is now going through. How many people can meet those requirements that were listed? Because see, it's better you don't give somebody something than you give that person and then you list some condition that you and I know that 90% of the students in Nigeria cannot meet up with those requirements. You put the requirement so high that 90% of the students will not be able to access it. And we both know that the remaining 20 will not even need the loan. So what's the essence of providing or making the statement or passing it into law that, oh, student loan is available? Tell me. When the common man cannot access it. Tell me. And then students now decide, okay, that you come out to protest, blah, blah, blah. And then the leadership will now come out and say, we are distancing now. Now, sometimes I just look at Nigeria and I I wonder how. I just wonder how. Seriously, there are some things I just want to say so that it won't. I just wonder how. People outside will be laughing at us. Seriously, they'll be laughing at us because who is suffering? Like, tell me, how can you be suffering and you are smiling? Fela sang that song how many years ago, but it's happening now. And it's not that I'm realizing that it's not like it's not the people that are suffering that actually smile. It's the people that are representing them that are not even suffering with them that are smiling. Because it's very obvious that the NAMS leadership, they have, if you get what I mean, something as, to avoid lawsuit. But it's very obvious. We already know what happened in the back door. Because that's the only reason why they will come out, not consider the plight of the students, the school fees increase, the harsh learning. Like, most of the schools that are increasing school fees, when you go back there, the same infrastructure that I used how many years ago is still what is there. No renovation, no improvement, nothing. It's still the same. Why is the school fees being increased? The school fee is being increased, more pressure on the parents. No increase in minimum wage, no increase in salary. Things are just skyrocketing. Now moving on, let me leave that one. Their conscience will judge them if they have one. Now, I was scrolling down, I think on Facebook, which day? I don't know. I think it was on Tuesday last week, something. Or this week, yeah? Well, I don't know. So I saw a very dark man, talking about the protests, blah blah blah, and all that, and then talking about the Igbos, and everything. Now, I want to say something out. You see, Nigerians' problem, the epicenter, like the main source of all our problems, is just two things: religion and tribalism. Not corruption. Corruption is far from it. Not nepotism, far from it. Religion and tribalism. You ask me how? You will see that this protest now that is being planned now, watch. Our religious leaders, our traditional leaders that are enjoying the fruits from this government that is not benefiting the common man will come out to say they don't support it, that this one trying to downplay people's spirit. Watch, you will see that you will see it. Don't worry. Just give them time. If they have not even started. Tribalism, you will see that some people now will make this thing tribal issues. The protests have not even started taking place. The federal government has already started pointing hands to the southeast. They always saying that IPOB terrorist groups are going to hijack it, blah blah blah. Tell me, and I heard the security chief talking about that there are new targets. I'm not debunking the info and the like the tip off or whatever. But seriously, let's be frank. What are peaceful protesters going to be doing around the church or all these other civil environment? Tell me, when it was clear, the venue of the protest, it was very, very clear. Now I know they just keep referring to Kenya. What is happening in Kenya? We are not Kenyans, hello. We are more advanced than those people. And we know the kind of government we are dealing with. We know what the government is capable of doing. So definitely we won't be reacting like the way we said peaceful protest. Allow us carry out the peaceful protest. If you don't have anything to hide, if you think you are doing well, that you don't deserve the protest, allow us to do it. It's a God-given right. It's enshrined in the Nigerian Constitution. Now, very dark man started saying that the Igbos, blah, blah. I don't even want to start mentioning what he said. But I just have one thing to tell him. An Igbo man has more to lose in the Nigerian system than any other tribe. Quote me anywhere. An Igbo man has more to lose in the system of Nigeria than any other tribe. You are saying they should come out to protest, blah, blah. Now, when Peter Obi came out as a presidential candidate, now, I know for a fact that we all voted for him. But you agree with me that many people played the tribe card against him. And I tell you one thing, until we stop playing primordial politics in Nigeria, archaic system of politics in Nigeria, we'll continue suffering. This is just the beginning. Check it now, from Goodluck Jonathan till now. Is it getting better or is it getting worse? It's going to get worse if we continue treading this path whereby you choose your leader because he's your brother, not because he's competent. You choose somebody because he's from your hometown, not because he knows how to do the job. You choose somebody because of what you are going to gain in the short term, not considering the long-term damages they will create. You choose somebody because you feel like your tribe has arrived. Now, let me ask you people, is a Yoruba man buying bread cheaper? Like my principal used to say. Is the Hausa man buying bread cheaper? Tell me. I want to just know. Just answer this question. No. We are all buying the same bread at the same price. Buying the same rice at the same price. And you know the worst part is that many things to say, but I just want to keep this ranting short. That's just it. That's why I'm going to evade a lot of things that are on my mind, not to say them. Because make it make sense. Just make it make sense. Make it make sense. Nigerians decided to carry out a protest. You're still linking it to IPOB and all those other people, blah, blah, blah. All this thing is just pressure to pressure people not to come out. But I must say categorically, me personally, as it is, though I have not decided 100%, but I'm telling you 90% I'm going to be there. It's not fact. It's fact. Because the decision I made after 2020 is that, see, let me tell you, freedom doesn't come free. There must be bloodshed. For there to be a season of peace, there must be war. Because there's this American politician man that said that if the government makes peaceful change impossible, then the people will make destructive anarchy. I don't even know, like, seriously, if you don't want it a peaceful way, basically people will fight for it violently. One way or the other, it must come to pass. There must be that change. Because it doesn't make sense. Because you can't expect me to continue tolerating what is happening. How do I cope? I can tell you that 6 out of 10 people in Nigeria don't eat 3 square meals. It might be higher than that. I can tell you that 2 out of every 10 people that you meet eat only once a day in Nigeria. And you know the funny thing? It's not that once a day is even a balanced diet. That's the funny thing. They are just managing, just hanging in there. For how long will we continue this way? For how long? For how long? We are fed up. I'm fed up. I was fed up since 2020, but I decided to keep quiet and stay since the government of Buhari was almost coming to an end. And when P2B came into the picture, I read this man's goals, his target, his plan, his track plan, what he had in mind for the country, how he wanted to do it. He detailed it. He was just the right injection that Nigeria needed. Even though we wouldn't have gotten back to point zero where we were before, But it would have been better than this. I know that for a fact. It would have been better than this. A government that doesn't listen to you, a government that doesn't care about you. Like, well, I know for a fact that I didn't vote. It was my vote didn't count to put this government there. And that's one thing my conscience is always going to be happy about. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Make it make sense to me. Very Dark Man playing the tribal card is a no-no, to be frank. It's a no-no. There's a reason why people have decided that, okay, we might decide to boycott this protest. Why? Because they have a lot to lose than you. If they are arrested there, which is definitely 90% of the time going to be the case, they are immediately going to be tagged IPOB members or terrorists. As opposed to if your name is Tolani, obviously. Or if your name is Ibrahim, or if your name is Magnus. You and I know, we know these truths, but I don't know why we allow sentiments to cloud our sense of judgment. I don't think there's any tribe in Nigeria that has cried out or that has stood against the government more than the Igbos. It's facts. Put me anywhere. So it doesn't just make sense for you to start calling them out and then start saying, they have decided. See, the last straw was when they brought out somebody and the whole country rejected him. They went to court. We all saw what happened. And then nobody protested. Nobody said anything against it. We all kept quiet. So what do you want us to do? So I should come out that day and then be shot at, be arrested, while you go back to your house. Does it make sense to you? It doesn't. Because the fact is that no matter how bad it gets, an Igbo man will always see food to eat. He will never beg. He will never beg. Oh, Very Dark Man playing the tribal card, please. It's a no-no. It's a no-no. And then, is he a dog? The special aid to the Tinubu government that called up P2B saying that he's the one sponsoring this protest and all that. I see what I'm saying. They are pointing different pressure. They are pushing different pressure points just to make sure that this protest doesn't take place. But I can guarantee you people that it's going to take place. It's a fact. You can't beat a child and expect that child to cry. There's no way. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. To be frank, I will not pray. I will not wish my enemy Nigeria. I'm telling you. Because Nigeria, the Nigeria that I'm experiencing now, to make matters worse, the security agencies that are supposed to protect civilians, most of them are backing the government. That's to tell you how corrupt, how messed up the government has become. About different arms of governments that are supposed to be independent, working on their own as autonomous entities to ensure that corruption doesn't come in, and now working together. What do you expect? What do you expect? What do you expect? What do you expect? Lekki Toll Gate, the incidents, obviously, that's what you will see. Because if the security was autonomous as it's supposed to be, obviously, they won't shoot at the citizens, unarmed citizens. Unarmed citizens. Let me repeat it, maybe if you didn't get it the first time. But We have been pushed. This is 4 years later. There's no backing down. If na death, we don't see death tire. If na bullet, we don't see am tire. We are used to it. We are used to it. A country where a policeman will shoot gun without being like held responsible for how many bullets he spends a day. Who is shot at? How? What happened? What do you expect? We are fed up. We are tired. There's nothing that they want to say now that will, stop this protest. If they wanted to stop the protest, they would have since started to address the issues that we are bringing up, the hunger, what led to our frustration this moment. They will have addressed it. But no, they waited until we have been pushed to the wall. We are not reacting. They are not trying to push pressure points, try to gaslight us so that we cannot do it. Does it make sense? We are planning a protest. They are telling us we should wait for you to give us a feedback, that we should shelve the plans to exercise our own constitutional right. I will not go further to say much. But on a personal note though, this protest must take place. It's a necessity. Because I feel like maybe the government higher up is disconnected. I think this protest will bring them back into reality of the common man on the street. To bring them back into reality, to know that Gary is no more accessible even to the common man on the street. It will bring them to the knowledge that insecurity is at its height right now. Despite all the budget and everything, no improvement. The cost of living, messed up. Transport, messed up. Security, messed up. Even as a common Nigerian, you decide, okay, you want to do something for yourself, they will mess you up. They will mess you up. Well, I said my mind. And I think with this, I will end the rant for today here. Make sure that you are part of that protest. It's a peaceful protest. Please don't go there with any violence. We are just trying to let the government know that we are not happy about the way things are going. We are not terrorists. We are not terrorists. We are not anarchists. We are peaceful protesters. And as such, I believe the government will do the needful. Thank you. Join us next week, same time, for another rant. Maybe that time we'll be talking about how the protest went and all that, So until then, see you. Lex Right, your number one person brand. We are here to offer you a show that will lead on through insight, poems, life-changing writing, impactful content. We are here for you. It's all about life.